Hi guys. Today for me it's Friday. Yay! For you, hopefully Saturday or Sunday. And right now it's beautiful. It was a gorgeous week. I have to get my positivity from anything I can. So it was a beautiful week. I got to walk all week and it wasn't too hot. We had the windows open. So it might get a little warm now, but I think we're gonna be good. So how was your week? Some of you graduated, right? Cheryl, did you graduate? Did, who else? Julian, maybe? I'm not sure. Who left 5th grade to go to middle school, who left 8th grade to go to high school. And I know Cheryl's going to college in the fall. I know. It's a little bit hard to graduate at this time, but when you talk about it to your kids, you can hold it over their heads. You can say like, I had to graduate during a pandemic, so don't even. You got nothing, right? You're going to hold it over their heads. I know. It's not easy. And it's not just a pandemic. It's also a lot of anger going on. Absolutely warranted, but we need to figure out how we can handle the feelings that we have inside. So the other thing that I wanted to tell you is, and I hope that you get this before Sunday, we're opening church on Sunday. Yay! So I sent out a video to everybody about how it's going to be. You can watch it if you want. You don't have to. There's also guidelines that we're going to follow so that we're all safe. So if you want to see that, it's through the email. Otherwise, when you come in, you wear a mask. Don't sit next to people. Make sure you sit in a pew that doesn't have a rope around it. And you can get your bulletin on your phone, okay? No Sunday school at church yet. Just these things that we're doing right now, but soon. All right, we'll do that soon in the big room. All right. So Kenny and I have a friend, and he likes to do puzzles. Like a lot of people have been doing puzzles right now because they're kind of stuck at home. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but he did this puzzle all by himself. Can you see it? Yeah, it fits. Do you know what that is? It's a boat, yeah. And you see all the animals? Yeah. Do you know who that is? It's Noah's Ark. And Kenny thought it would be a cool idea to talk about Noah's Ark. And I thought Noah's Ark and the story of Noah matches not only the pandemic, but the changes that we want to make with Black Lives Matter, right? So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the story real quick of Noah's Ark. A lot of you know it, but maybe the little ones don't remember. So a really, really, really long time ago, like before Jesus, like way, way long time ago, the people on earth were not being good. They weren't following rules. They weren't taking care of each other. They were mean to each other. And God was not happy. You know how mommy says, I am not happy with you. So God thought, I created the world. Maybe I could start all over again and try again so that people will be good. Except there was somebody who was really good, and his name was Noah. And he didn't want to hurt Noah or his family or the animals because they didn't do anything wrong. So God talked to Noah, and Noah listened. Imagine that. And God said to Noah, listen, I need you to build an ark. An ark is a big boat, huge, huge boat. I need you to build an ark. And Noah said, okay. So God gave him the dimensions. He gave him the measurements, and Noah built the ark. And then God said, I want you to go find 2 of every animal, a boy and a girl of every animal. And it could be animals from farms, like cows and horses. It could be animals in the wild, like lions and flamingos. Could be birds. Any animal you can find. 2, a boy and a girl. You know why? Because they need to make babies, right? A boy and a girl. All right. So Noah found all the animals. And then God said, get the food for the animals, get the food for you and your family, and get on that boat. And you know what? Noah did it. Now, if a voice from beyond said to me, Kath, go make a boat, I don't know how I would handle that. But Noah was a good guy. Righteous is the word we use. He was righteous. And he did it. All right. So Noah built the ark. He found the animals. He put his family, he had 3 sons that had wives and his wife, put them all in the boat, and nothing happened. And they sat on that boat. They didn't get off the boat. They did what God said, even though they didn't really know in their heads if it was really weird, but they did it. And about a week later, it started to rain. And it never stopped for 40 days. That's over a month and 10 days. It rained for 40 days. And it didn't rain just a little bit. It poured. And you know what happens when it rains too much? Sometimes it gets too much water on the ground. And the whole world flooded. I know. I don't know what happened. And Noah stayed on that ark. And after about 40 days, so now they're on the ark, right? They can't get out. They can't go anywhere. They can't go to the grocery store. They can't do anything. They're on the ark. They got a bunch of animals. They're all together, right? Probably making themselves crazy. And then after about 40 days, it stopped raining. But they couldn't do anything because all they saw was water. There was no land that they could see. So they floated around. I have timelines here. They stayed on the boat for 150 days. Now, 150 days is almost half a year, like about 5 months. I know, right? So they stayed on it. And then Noah let out a raven. A raven is a big black bird. And he let the raven go. So the raven flew and the raven came back. Now, normally a raven would go and be wild, but there was no place to be. There was no land. So the raven came back. So then a week later, he let out a dove. A dove is a white pigeon. And the dove came back and he did it again. And the dove came back and then he did it again. And the dove brought back an olive branch. And then he did it again, and the dove didn't come back. So then he knew there was land. And he landed the boat, the ark, and they had to wait until there was more land. And then they let everybody off the boat, all the animals, all his family. They were on the boat, on the ark, where am I here? 1 year and 1 month and 27 days. They were on the ark a year and almost 2 months. And when they got off the ark, they had to start all over again. And God let them do that because God wanted to try this again to make sure people could do the right thing. All right. Now, couple of maybe 6 months ago, some people started getting sick. Not necessarily here in New Jersey, but people were getting sick. And then more people got sick and more people. And it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And so then the governors of the states, especially in New Jersey and New York, said, we got to stay in our houses. You can't leave your house. And if you do leave to go get groceries, you got to wear something over your face. You can't go to the movies. You can't go to the playground. You can't go to school. You can't go to work. You can work from home, but you can't go to work. And you have to stay home with your families. You have to stay home with your families. You can't get out of the house. And so that's what we had to do. We had to stay in our houses like Noah and his family had to stay on the ark. Now, we didn't have a flood, right? So we could see that it would be so cold we could get outside, but we couldn't. And then after a while, it opened up a little bit, right? Because fewer people were getting sick. So fewer people are getting sick, so maybe we can open it a little bit. We can open, so you can walk outside and you can go to the grocery store. Still have to wear a mask, still have to be careful. And little tiny bit, by little tiny bit, we are opening up our world, just like Noah did. And Noah did it for a year and 2 months. And we've been doing it about 3 months. And it's hard. It was hard for Noah, and it's hard for us. And then in the middle of all this, there was people being mean to other people. And God doesn't like that, does he? And so, but God's not going to do anything to us like what happened with Noah, because I'll tell you why. After Noah landed on the mountain, and he started coming on, there was a really cool sign from God. And do you guys know what it is? Yeah? A rainbow. And God said to Noah, that's my promise. Every time you see a rainbow, you remember, I promise, I'm not going to do this to the world again. I'm not going to have a big flood. I'm not going to hurt people again. All right, so now come back to now. We have a pandemic, meaning we have to stay inside. We have people who are so angry and not being good to each other that there needs to be changes made. So how does this compare to each other? And how do we learn from the story of Noah so that we can make sure that we have our own rainbow, our own promise, that we're not going to get hurt and that God's going to take care of us? So it's a very similar story. There, God said, you got to be good. People weren't good. Then God picked one person and his family, and he said, take care of yourselves. Now, I'm not saying God's picking and choosing people right now. I don't think that. But I do think that God is saying, listen, there's ways for you to survive this. There's ways for you to survive this. You follow the rules. Follow the directions of the people who are supposed to tell you what to do. The heads of the states. Wear a mask. Stay inside. Stay 6 feet away from each other. And little tiny bit by little tiny bit, we will let you off that ark. We will let you out of your house. We will let you go into the world, right? There needs to be changes. And that's what's happening with people who are so angry at each other. There's changes being made. But there's also God saying, I'm with you and I'm for you and I'm here for you. Noah got to get on the mountain, and little tiny bit by little tiny bit, he could let people and animals off. And they all started their own lives again. The animals went and started their own lives, and the people went and built houses, and the population grew. People grew. What we're going to do is little tiny bit by little tiny bit, we're going to get to do little things a little bit at a time. We don't want to not do them, right? We don't want to stay in our houses forever. We want to get out. We also don't want to get sick again. So we're going to do what Noah did. We're going to little tiny bit by little tiny bit make changes. So now there are a couple of changes. Some of the playgrounds are open. Some of the camps are open. Some of the preschools are open. You still have to wear a mask. You still have to cough in your elbow, sneeze in your elbow, achoo. You still have to stay 6 feet away from people and stay safe, right? You can't be in big groups because you don't want to get sick from other people, right? So let's learn from this. Let's learn from Noah. Noah went on. Now, what happened to that family? What happened to Noah's family? Okay, well, if Noah was the only family, if that family was the only family around, and we're still here today, that family grew and grew and grew until we're part of that family. We're part of Noah's family. So that's what's going to happen. We're not going to, this isn't going to end. This world isn't going to end. We're going to get better. We're going to be better. And that's what happened to the people. They got better. We're going to learn from this. And you and I and everybody needs to remember that we're in charge of that. We need to make sure that we take care of each other, that we don't hurt each other, that if there's something wrong happening, then we handle it a way that to teach the other person. So if somebody's being mean to you, you're not going to hit them. You're not going to shoot, bop them on the head. You're going to talk to them and say, that hurt me. And I know you don't want to hurt people. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to remember that God takes care of us. God took care of Noah, and God's going to take care of us. I want you to know that God wants us to do certain things. Take care of everybody. That's the number one rule. Treat your neighbor as you would like to be treated. That's the number one rule. That's the number one rule across every religion. Every religion says that. Take care of each other. Do not hurt each other. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to make changes, and we are not going to treat people badly. No matter what they look like or sound like or who they are, we are not going to treat them badly. And we are going to know that we're going to get off this ark. We're going to be okay. And someday maybe we don't have to wear masks, but we're still going to be careful. We're going to learn like Noah learned. Noah did what he was supposed to do, and he learned. And that's what we're going to do. And you know what? Not for nothing, we're doing it, and we're going to church on Sunday. It's not going to be the same. It's going to be a little different, but we're still going. And someday it'll be better. And it'll be a little bit more back to what it was, but not all the way. We don't want it as bad as it was. We want to be better for this. Better. Noah learned, and we're going to learn. I love you guys. I miss you. But we're going to see each other on Sunday. So have a good weekend. I'll see you Sunday. I love you. Bye.